Hi, I just thought I'd make a new series that you probably already noticed is titled NPD on TV. NPD, if you didn't know, stands for Narcissistic Personality Disorder. For a brief explanation on why I started this series, about 2 years ago I started researching narcissism and discovered that there are a lot of people in my life who have a lot of narcissistic traits. This series is not about me or them, and really upon researching it, I simply started noticing these traits in TV and movies and just thought it was interesting. Also, I would have appreciated something like this when I first started researching this stuff, just to see examples and whatnot, so I decided to make this series as a way to showcase NPD in all its forms through the use of fictional characters.
What is wrong with me?
You're a sociopathic narcissist.
It was rhetorical, asshole! And who do you think you are, a psychiatrist?
Anyway, before I begin, I think I should probably also give a brief overview of what NPD actually is. You've probably heard the term narcissist at one point or another as something synonymous with a highly selfish or self-centered person. And this is true. That's what the word means. When it becomes a personality disorder, it's selfishness at its most extreme.
If I had your skin problems, I'd stop bothering people, put a bag over my head, and go live under a bridge.
People with this condition are the people who are shameless, are incredibly entitled, have absolutely no empathy, are highly manipulative and envious, have incredibly bad boundaries, and are unable to distinguish between themselves and the people around them and consider everyone to be an extension of themselves. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's enough to start. If you heard that and are now wondering if you have NPD, that's probably a good sign you don't. But just know that everyone, absolutely everyone, has narcissistic traits. It's tied into our survival instinct. It's the part of you that tells you to live, and that you are important enough to continue living. And the more your life is in danger, the higher your narcissism will probably become. People with NPD, however, are stuck in survival mode all the time. It develops in early childhood, but often solidifies in their teen years. But their maturity level is essentially that of a 2-year-old because they are stuck in something called arrested development, meaning their ability to develop further has been squashed for one reason or another, usually by their abusive parents, but not always. I only mention that so people know you can't, suddenly develop NPD late in life or something. Also, if you know someone who has this condition, know that there is no cure. There are treatments, but you would have to first convince that person that something is actually wrong with them, which is almost impossible. Hopefully that's a good enough explanation for now. Oh, one more thing, and that's that narcissists are essentially wearing a mask at all times.
So, Dr. Newman, you're saying that everybody wears a mask?
That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
It's called a narcissistic mask, actually, or a false self, because that's exactly what it is. A false persona that the narcissist puts on so they can pretend that they are perfect, even though nothing is perfect. This is at least partly because they can't experience anything shameful at all, hence the shamelessness I mentioned before. So instead they project. What they project is everything the narcissist considers as a perfect trait onto their mask, which they then make believe is actually themselves. This takes them very far away from their true selves, something that they are secretly ashamed of for even existing, and they become this false mask. One of many masks, actually, but that's enough for now. And they project all their negative traits onto a scapegoat or multiple scapegoats, which is almost always another person. Probably someone they have some form of control over, like a subordinate at work or one of their own children. Again, there's a lot more to it than that, but let's move on.